What's up guys, and welcome back to yet another video. And in this video I'm going to show you how to create a guitar beat from scratch in FL Studio. So if you're a beginner, this video is perfect for you. I'm going to show you all the steps you need to know to build a simple guitar melody, which doesn't sound that simple. And if you're interested in the samples which I'm using in this tutorial, make sure to check out the Blackout drum kit. The link is in the description. So let's get started with the tutorial. So the tempo of this project will be 150 BPM, just a little bit more up tempo, perfect for those types of beats. And then I'm going to start off with Contact. And then I'm using this bank from Ilya Efimov, and I'm going to use the NG guitar, this one. So right now it sounds like this. But I definitely want to add a kind of Spanish vibe to the guitar. And there is a perfect preset when it comes to this specific bank. So open up the presets and then select Spanish. And right now it sounds way more attacky like this. So right now I'm going to open up the piano roll. And the first thing, which is really important, picking the right scale. So I would recommend you create a beat in D or D sharp. So right now we're going to select the scale, view, scale highlighting, and then we're selecting D sharp in minor or natural, this one. So I'm starting off with this chord. And then we want to pick a root note. So in this case, let's use this B. And then we're going to play around with the first chord. So we're going to make this one shorter. And in most of the beats, we create something upwards like this. But right now we're going to do exactly the opposite thing. So let's start off with this A. And then we want to pick the note in between right here, which is this D. Make it a little bit shorter. And then just reuse the notes. So in this case, let's use this F. Maybe use this A. That sounds perfect. So right now let's copy it. And right now play around with the root note. This creates a totally different vibe. Let's adjust this one, this F. Right now I have to pick the next note, so we could right now pick a note which goes downwards. In this case, let's pick something upwards. Doesn't matter that much. The simplest way how to continue is just copy the first chord again. And right now I'm going to mess around with this one. And in this case, we're going to use another root note. So everything above this B. So this could be C. Let's have a listen. Then like this one. Alright, now let's adjust this one. So because this melody is going upwards, let's also use this D right here and use the note in between. Maybe remove this one, that sounds cool. Copy it again. And then do something exactly the same right here, but use this B. This one again. Right now you want to humanize the melody because right now it sounds way too simple and quantized. So right now just select the magnet and then we select none. So right now nothing is snapped to the grid, and this is exactly what we want to create those kinds of melodies. So right now just select it and then shorten the whole melody a little bit like this. And right now just mess around with the length of the notes, which is pretty important when it comes to those kinds of melodies. So they really have to bend into each other, cut it like that. Let's remove this one. And now we're going to press Option R and randomize the levels like this. Reduce the note velocity strength like this. Accept. And make sure to also play around with it manually. So for example, select it, press Option, and then scroll down. So we could easily select notes. This one is way too present. So reduce this one. So right now I've messed around with the melody for a while, and right now it sounds like this. So right now that's it when it comes to creating the melody from scratch. Right now let's add some effects. So I'm going to link it to the mixer. And this is so important when it comes to creating those guitar melodies, because most of the times it could sound too dry. And it's just so easy to fix this by adding the right amounts of effects. So I'm going to use some random ones to start off with native instruments. And I'm going to use Ram, this one. This one sounds cool. So this one sounds like a flangus or chorus, so let's use this one. I also like to use some retro color. This one is an essential plugin when it comes to guitar beats. So let's pick a preset. I like to use the Vinyl 2 preset and disable the noise. So I'm going to use some delay. Then I'm going to reduce the cutoff frequencies. So we don't want the high frequencies to reverb. Let's adjust the volume, just leave it on normal. And we'll now reduce the volume until it just goes perfect together. I think right now it sounds good. So let's use another plugin from Native Instruments, Flare, this one. So let's use this warm chorus like this. And after you've added the effects, you could also do this before adding the effects, but I like to do this afterwards. Just use an EQ and just apply some minor tweaks. So shape, low cut. I don't want any of the low frequencies below 90 or 100 Hertz. So boost a little bit of the highs, around 3 dB. Alright, now let's add some more reverb. So we want to add a long reverb when it comes to this one. You could also use the Fruity Reverb 2, doesn't matter that much. So in this case, I'm going to use a room preset. Set the pre-delay to 0 because I want the reverb to come in directly. And then I'm going to play around with the mix. I want to remove the low frequencies because I don't want any low frequencies in my reverb. Use a high cut, remove it. So now I want to add some more elements. So let's use contact again, strings. So let's use the violins modern, this one, and just some settings. So I want to use the staccato one, this one. Right now I've enabled the ghost notes, and let's just add another melody. So I'm going to use this A and F. Maybe adjust this one. So right now I've created this violin melody on top. Which I think is a great addition to the previous guitar melody. So right now I'm going to use a bass line. So let's use Serum in this case. So let's create something from scratch. I'm going to use 2 oscillators, turn this one down 1 octave, enable the filter, 24, I think, decibels octave, which should sound fine, this one. And then on this one, I'm gonna add some unison. So this is how you quickly create a saw bass from scratch. And then I'm gonna try in just the root notes. So make sure it's quantized. Alright, now let's add some ambience layers from Arcade. So I've not used this one in a while. So I'm going to use this patchwork preset or bank and then adjust it to D sharp. Just let's add this kind of texture sample. So let's use another instance of Arcade. Let's use another preset. So I'm using the distant voices. This one sounds so cool. So let's use this one right here. So kind of a swelling element. So right now let's add some drums. So I'm going to use the Blackout drum kit. And let's start off with a rim. So let's use this one. So that's it. Let's add the next element, which is gonna be a hi-hat. So I want a simple one, which contains a lot of high frequencies. Let's use this one. And then I've added some really cool midis when it comes to hi-hats. So let's open up this one. So I drag in hi-hat loop 4. So, and most of the times I'm using some hi-hat MIDI files and later flip it to something totally new. So I'm just looking for the rhythm and vibe which I want to add to, and then just make some major adjustments. So right now it sounds like this. All made with the previous loop. So let's add an open hit. Let's add another rim. So let's use this one. Alright, now let's add a crazy 808. So let's add this one, which is already in C, as you can see. First I'm going to create this square. And when creating this sample pack, I've not clipped all the elements because it's so easy to do it yourself until you like it. So select clip and then boost this whole thing. And that's it, so it's so easy. And then just let's start off at this B, which I think is the simplest way to start off. And then use this D, and then create something like this. And then make it interesting right here. Something like that. Should be it. But I'm not quite done with the 808 yet, because I think this note is a little bit too long. I think another note in between would make it maybe too simple. So I'm going to reverse this 808. So just clone it, reverse it like this, and then just reverse this one. Oh, perfect. So adding a reversed 808 like this could totally switch up the vibe. Definitely you have to define it a little bit more, but I think it's a great addition to the 808. So right now I'm going to create a simple arrangement for you and show you the final result in a second. So I've just quickly created an arrangement. I'm going to show you the final result. So I hope you enjoy it. By the way, this melody will be for free, so the link will be in the description. Make sure to check it out. There's a high cut filter, bassline, rim and heads coming in. Strings coming in. Texture sample coming in with the vocal. So that's it guys, I've just quickly created this beat. Could definitely be improved and finished, but I just want to give away this FLP, so the sounds, the midis, everything away for free. So the link will be in the description. Make sure to check it out, royalty free. Just finish this beat, do whatever you want with it. So with all this being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave it a thumbs up if you did. Also make sure to let me know in the comments what you guys think of this beat. If you're creating a beat with this melody, make sure to send it to me. Would love to hear it. And that's it for this video. So I hope you have an amazing day and create some awesome beats. See you.